Um, so first off, can you guys hear me? Those on call. Hello?
Yes, you can hear you now.
Oh, okay. All right, so I want to see sorry, admin Shifa. Hello. Okay, so let's just continue from where we stopped, right? I wanted to see all what we've done so far, but I learned that some of you have already submitted on the chat. So let's just continue. This is okay. Okay, so this is our home page from yesterday, right? This is what we were able to do yesterday. And remember that in design, we get to think several parts. We get to think so many things before we arrive at all of this. Now, this is how we start knowing each page that you need to design per time. So we've done our home page. This is our home page. And we would not get to start thinking of the individual pages that you would always or you would have from this particular home page that you've done. So next off, you start thinking, once I click on a particular menu, once I click on something, where will it take me to? So let's say I click on this bread and chicken veggie. Where is it going to take us to and all of that? So that's the next screen we are going to design. So it's called the product detailed screen. It's called product detailed screen. So one of the things you do, like I've been saying, it's first you can go online and say product details screen. It's part of your research to see how it is being done or how they always list all of this. And once you go online, you get to see different ones. So you can see this is a sample of how it is listed with number counts. This is one. This is another sample. This is another sample. You can see that it's almost the same way. If we go on and on, we'd see that they are all the same one way or the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this. Let me move this up a bit. So the next thing, I'm going to duplicate this. Guys, please, are we together? We have just 2% in class. Hello?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. Let's continue. All right, so I'll just get to duplicate this page, right? And I would ungroup all of these things. Remember that I grouped them. So I want to start deleting the things that I don't need. So I can either create a new frame or I just send it like that. So the first thing I'll get to do is I'll get to put the name of what I am opening. So I'll ungroup everything. This is stressful, or better still, I would have just gotten a new frame to use. but I still prefer to do it like this. So I'll take this down here. Let me put my so this is it. So next up, what I'm doing is I'm getting the name of the food, or I'm putting my title down here. So it can be chicken, can be bread and chicken. So then what I'll do is I'll shift A this to and ensure that it's centralized. And I can make it bold. So another way I can do it is maybe put it in the center like this is. So I can decide to add one more to it. Or say, so then I'll now reduce the space between them. After reducing the space between them, I can just push this to the center and push this to the center using my arrow key, right? And then I'll make this a bold text or a semi-bold, depending on what you want to do, and ensure that it is properly aligned to what I want. Now, for this particular icon, what I'm going to put is I'm going to put a back button. So I would say arrow. So what I want is this kind of arrow that will lead me back. And for this, I want a favorite. So I can just say favorites, or I'll use the word love, or I think hearts. That's what we use for favorites. Yeah, we mostly use hearts for favorites. So I can just keep it out here. So before then, let me copy this. I'd prefer to use this, right, than to use this other one. So you get to know the reason why. So this looks a bit presentable. So I'll come here and let me delete this first and then change this to hearts. So ensure that it is properly aligned. Okay, yes, it is properly aligned, and then I'll leave it like that. So this is my first part.
Can you go over that alignment a little bit, please? I'm so sorry. I didn't
Okay.
really get what you did.
All right, so most times, right, for me to align, sometimes you just need to use. So you can see that most times when you start doing anything, you start seeing all of these red lines. So these red lines help you to know when with this now, I know that it is at the center and it is aligned very well. So better still, you can use any of these alignments tab. You can use this align to the left, align to the center, all of that, or you use it manually and wait for the red line to direct you that it's okay. Okay. So did you get that?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay. So after that, what next am I going to do? I need to get my picture frame, right? So I need to get my picture frame and I'll put it here. So for some people, this is how they do it. where they put let me copy this image. Control C. I just double clicked on it to see if it will work. Yeah, it works. For some people, you would see them do it like this. Like the first one, then you'd see more pictures under it, like 2 or 3 pictures under it, to just show that you can have different sides of it. One 73. 180. Let's try, okay. 173 works. All right, so I have two. I can just use different sample. So this is bread and chicken. So let me just look for different sample. So at the end of the day, right, your presentation is what matters. Your picture matters a lot in all of this. So that's why I mostly use what's it called? I mostly use high quality pictures. And I'll still look for another one. So why is this picture not bright? So let's just copy it like that. Um, so after I'm done with listing all of this, if you see next, you'll be able to see. So for this, you can see their own arrangements. You can see the way they arranged it, and then they have the name of bread and chicken, blah 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 blah. So let's see if I can get something. So let me copy this and paste here. So let's give this food recipe, or let's say food detail. And then make this 24 or 20. Looks like 24 is too big. And then I'm going to give it a bit of space. I'll give this 24. 30. The 30 is too much. So let's say 28. My line spacing. What do you think? 25 is better? So I have this already. So remember what I said about what did I say about what's it called? Rags. So let's be playing and also be seeing how it looks. So I'll change this to my text color and it works. And then you can decide to see by this should be 50, this should be regular, and this should be 70 thereabouts. So and decide to change, and then you can bring this out a bit and see by Chicken Republic. By Chicken Republic. So can you notice that my content is not in my frame, so I need to drag my content to put it in my frame. And this should be medium. Okay, Control X, I'll delete it and I'll paste it here. Shift A, sorry. I'll delete it, Control X, and I'll bring it in here and I'll paste it so that I can see it here. So can you see that it's now showing here instead of before it was not showing? So I can just make this a 12. Okay, so after that, what's the next thing you think I should put? So I might just decide to now put the time, the ingredients, and then how many it should be serving. So for me to do that, I'm just going to duplicate this and I'll take it out here. So I would delete this. So I would want to reduce this a bit. So this is 15. I want to make it 14. So I would say, how many minutes is it going to be? I would say, let's say 15 minutes. No, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Then what's the next thing they have? They have duration, they have ingredients. So I can just duplicate it also. So before I duplicate, right, I need to add my assets, that's icon. So I can search for time. And once I see what I need for time, I'll just put it here and I'll group it together, align it. And then I can duplicate it now. And increase it a bit. So if it's 7 at this time, so for this one should be ingredients. Say 5 ingredients. So what if I want to add what's it called? What if I want to list out all the ingredients that was used? Do you think that doing this, putting it like this is best? So then I'll still get to list it. So let's see. And then I'll look for something that I'll use for ingredients. So I'll just bring this inside instead of this. And then I'll say serving for how many people? 3. So I'll bring in profile. That's icon for people. Or you can decide to download different things, right? So I'll just bring in this. Control X, and I'll paste this here. Paste to replace. So these are it. Let me make them regular. They should all be regular. Okay, so I can now drag it into this frame and bring it down a bit. So this should be 15, the spacing. So let's see. So this is giving me, let me change this to see if no, it doesn't work. So I'll just use my blue. So some other things I can add is maybe a description below of the kind of ingredients that was used. So I can just copy this. So if I copy this, right, I might want to change my concepts. Remember that I said you might want to do this like this. So I'll get to reduce, I'll get to bring this out. I might not get to include this, so I might get to bring this out because I don't want it to be together. So for this, I would make this regular. And what size is this? 14. So I'll make this 14. Control X. So and then I can paste these ones down here. And let me come here and see. All right, so I think this works. Okay. So first let me reduce this to say 12, the spacing, and then I'll bring this inside of this. And remember that because it is I might start adjusting so many things, right? I might just start adjusting so many things because of space. So let's see. What do you think I should reduce? Okay, no more things to reduce. So all I need to do is to bring in my button. To bring in my button and put here. So this button would be my order now. will be my order now button. And so I think I would get to remove this. So let me see what I can remove from here. Okay, there's nothing to remove. So I might just want to so let me go back to assets and let's see from what we. So did you notice that there's one thing we did not do? We did not include the price. So how would someone know how much of what they are buying and the amount? So I need to add my price here. So where should I add my price? Where should I add my price, guys? I can add my price here. So I can add my price here. So I can add my price here, but my price should be a bit bigger. If possible, it should be different color. Okay. Yeah, we have a cat, so I might leave out the amount or the number that I want to. But guys, do you think it's appropriate to leave out the number? So there's supposed to be a counter to tell you how many you are ordering per time. So what do you think? So you see all of these decisions, it is made, you're the one that is supposed to make this decision. Like you're really the one to make this decision. So do you think it is better? I'm asking all of us, do you think it's better to leave it like this? And then when they get to their carts, they can now see the timer? Or you think it is better for them to add the timer from at the point of ordering? What do you think, guys? I need your opinion here, so it won't be like I'm the only one that's been talking.
I actually think that we can put that at the what's it called, the add to cart section, so that we won't have so much information on one screen, and then so that what's it called now, the whoever is getting to that point, of course, already has made up his mind. At least most people who has gotten to that point is expected to place an order. So I think we can leave it, we can create another frame for that.
Okay, sure. There's another frame for it. You can see that this is just so far what we've done is just the home. If you notice, we've done just the home. Um, uh, and then if you click on a particular food, uh, if you click on on the food, this is the detail. So after this order now, once I click on order now, you should get to the carts. You should always get to the carts. So let me group all of these. So I like grouping my work so that I would know the exact space that is on each of them. So I know that the space between these two is 17, so I can make it 16. And then I'll group it with the bottom. So this is 24. Yeah, 24 is okay. The space between them is 24. So we already have this here. When something is not aligned, so let me go and fix that. Okay, it is. It is. So looks like from our home, if you click on I'm seeing today's menu, um joining
Ma,
this.
please, this preview page, how do I get here? The preview page.
Okay, so for you to get to the preview page, right, you need to click on the frame first. Then you come to prototype, go to show prototype settings. Then you select a device, that's the device that you're using, the frame. You select a device. Once you're done selecting a device, you can now click on this. You see present, just click on present, and it's going to open this for you. You're going to open all your designs, and you get to see it in a phone setting.
I mean, it's going to be on another link.
Yes, it's going to open on another link.
Okay. Yeah. Kindly proceed, ma'am.
Okay. So now that we are done with this, we get to design more screens as we are going. So this is where we need a lot of your critical thinking comes in place, because the decision of how many screens you design is based on the decision is based on what you are doing. You get. Sorry, guys. All right, so next screen, what are we designing? Explore. So if I click on explore, so let me just duplicate this, duplicate. And for this, remember that we already did nav bar, different nav. So all I need to do is I need to now come here to change the exact nav I want. So I want explore, so I'll just click to explore. And what we are going to do is to design the explore feature. So now let's get to let's look for inspirations online. Explore UI. So you get to see different explore screen. If someone should say explore, what comes to your mind? Hello? Hello, guys. What comes to your mind? Okay. So you were saying something, Blessing. Guys, what comes to your mind when I talk about when I say explore?
I was thinking my mic was on. So what comes to my mind when
Oh, okay.
explore is like we research,
Oh, okay.
study, investigate. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I guess.
Yeah, it's also in line with what she has said too. It means to um go in search of um certain thing. Maybe you are trying to find out the certain information, and you're trying to get a certain make a certain inquiry. So you can use the word explore for that to maybe tour, scout, do a survey, a variety of alternatives of option to add to the context of information you're trying to acquire or trying to get.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you guys are correct. So now I want to design my explore section. So this is what I'll need. First of all, I need to delete this. I need to put my search on top because what we're doing is you're trying to explore the website. So I might just decide to put all of these categories that we have. I can see food, for my drinks, etc. All the things I would want to find here. And then you can just do different, just the way we have all of these. These are categories, right? We have all of these, so we can still put them there. Or better still, all I need to do is I need to put different option. So for explore, right, I can have all of these cards. I can see featured restaurants. Featured restaurants. What's the size I'm giving it? 20. Remember that it's 20 we've been using. So I'll just make it 20 and size 20. And make it bold. And then what do I have here? Let's see. 20. Is it 20 we've been using things? Let me confirm. Because we can't use something different. So we've been using 10, not 20. So I've been using 10. Come here and search for restaurants. Let me look for restaurant pictures. Okay, so you know that I would have just used on Splash to get what I want, but never mind. Let me just use this. copy image and I'll paste it in here. So let me get something in it. So let me put it in here. I want to be able to, I can write something in it. What's the name of this restaurant? I don't know the name. So this is what I want to have here. If you notice, I just want one side to take that as it down, and so I can come here and make this to be 0. Let's see this to be 0. Let's see if it works. It doesn't work, so let's make this 10 soon. Or better still, I can remove this box and make this white. So that's one of the reasons why. So let me paste the full name. So let's see, this is, let me increase this a bit. Can be bold. Um, so this is 2. Control X and Control V so that it stays in. So you keep doing it till you find what works. So I really don't like that, so I'll bring it out. I'll bring it out and keep it here. I'll keep it here instead. And then I'll just do I'll try to just make this a bit better than what we have. So I'll copy this, Ctrl C, and I'll paste this here. So let's see 18. Oh no, 16 works perfectly. So let's make it 16. And Shift and A of these two so that I can. So I have this next up. I would want to put their delivery time. So I want to put their delivery time here. So this would be 14, and this should be regular. So I'll say from from 7.5 and above, that's their food. Next thing I would want to do is probably add. So I'll bring in a line. First of all, I want to add a line to differentiate something. So I'll put a line, a straight line. To X. I'll put the line in here. And I'll drag it in. So for the line, I'm going to reduce the opacity to say 50, because I don't want it to cause too much chaos for us. And then I'll just duplicate this, and I'll bring the line here. From, let's say, from 500, you can order something, or with 500 naira, you can order something from this shop. So let me reduce the height of the line. Still too big. 19, let's say 10 or 12. Okay. So what are we going to add again? Let's say delivery time. So let me look for bike. So I'll just bring it in. So I'll just bring this out here. I'd say how many minutes will it take for you to deliver something from there? Let's say 45 to 47 to 60 minutes. And Shift and A, ensure that it's centralized, and I bring it in. So for this, I would want to reduce the size to say 18 by 18. Control X, and I'll paste it in here. So for all of this, right, I might need to reduce it a bit. So let's say 80. So same thing for this.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not really seeing your screen full.
You're not seeing my screen.
I can see.
Okay, you can see it now. All right, so after this, let's see, what am I? This is 24, please. Okay, next up, what again do I want to add? I would want to add the rating for people to see how they rate them. So I'll just bring in star. Where is it? There's a place where I included rating here. And just bring it out like this and paste it in here. So this is it, Shift A, and I move it to left hand side. So this is the first restaurant. Right, I might have more. So what we are doing with exploring is, oh, so that means I don't need this again. So I can totally remove it. So I'll delete this site and bring this. So what is happening here? Okay. So I'll bring in another restaurant and so I can just start listing out different restaurants that you can think of as part of my explore. So for this, I'll clip it. So I can just add so many. Let me change the picture of this. Okay, so I just had another concept. So remember that I'm going to clip this and then move. After clipping, I'll just drag this up so that it doesn't cover. And what can I do? Just get to add prototype, add vertical scrolling, and that's it. So you can see it. You can scroll to different restaurants. And do you think the space between them is too small? Looks like they are gumming each other. Let's say 27. And so can you notice something? We needed to add something to this. Not this featured restaurant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a tag. So should we leave this search here? Is the search important? Yes, the search is important, but what is not important is this. So I'm just going to look for um so let's see something from here. What do I want to steal from here? Yeah, I want to steal this concept, which is tags, different tags. So I'll just come back here and get a tag and start designing a tag. So first off, for me to design a tag, you know how we do it. You pick up a rectangle and we draw. So let's say the rectangle is 30. Let me use 30, size 30. And then I'll make this, I don't know why. I feel like I need to change this to 10. So let's change all my search to 10. So you see now that, imagine I've used this search in 20 places. It's an issue because I did not use a component for it. So for tags, I'm going to put the first one to be restaurants. So maybe what are the different things we want to explore? Shift and A. I'll duplicate this again. Say food. That's my issue with this tag. So you know why it's changing with this is because it's on all content. So I'll make it to be fixed. So I'll say food. Give me different tags that people can explore from, guys. Drinks. Oh, okay. So for this, I'll copy this, Control C, and I'll add a stroke to it, and I'll paste this while I delete this. Let's see. Text. So for this, let me see if, or better still, we can use our primary color for our tags. Let's say 50. So the reason why I did not touch the first one is because so what can we have here? Drinks, snacks. You can see that this is going out, but I don't want it to go out. So what I'll do is, remember that if you check all this, if you check this auto layout, right, you would always have, you can see this part, wrap. So what I'll do, I'll click it to wrap, and then I'll drag it in. So this is what wrap would help you do. Wrap would help you. What other thing can we have here? Let's say water. And let's see, 9, it's not too bad. So what is going to happen is I'm going to move this down a bit. And I have this. So 20, yeah. So for this, we remember that we've not used our secondary color. So let's see if this works. So our secondary color doesn't even fit in any of this. I think we chose the wrongest color. So let's use this instead. And let's see. Yeah, this is better. So this should be, let's say, 8. So I can have more tags. I can leave it at that. And we have our search already. So you know that once I click on food, it leads to same thing like this, but this time around it will be food. Once I click on drinks, it will lead to drinks and all of that. So I think this has entered our frame. So okay. All right, so what are we designing next? People that have been following. What are we designing next, guys? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good
Hmm.
morning.
Yeah, sorry. Me, I came late though, so I'm not really lost, but I don't know what we are designing next. So I just said I should talk so that it won't look as if
Okay, nobody's saying anything. So we've
that
been
is
doing this together, right? And we've been following flow. Remember when we talked about user flow, about different things? It's very simple. This is it. We have cards. Now, other things to do is once you design any screen, this is the number one rule, or this is the first thing you would this is the first thing you need to put in mind, right? So this is question I always ask myself when designing. So let's say I have these three screens. I have welcome boom, I have search. So the next question is once I type on search and I search something, what is the kind of frame I need to see? What next? So always ask yourself, what next? If I type on pizza, what next? What do you want people to see when they tap pizza? If I tap on any of the food menu, what is going to happen next? So we've figured out on the food menu. If I type on the food menu, what should happen next? So if I type on bread and this, what should I see next? I should see the food details, the description of the food, and I should be able to order, right? Now, if I type on um order, what happens next? Maybe you should go back, you should go to my cart. If I tap on favorites, what happens? Then if I tap on explore, what should I see? This is what I should see in explore. So the next question is, if I tap on food, what should I see? If I tap on drinks, what should I see? If I tap on carts, what should I see? If I tap on profile, what should I see? So for any place that your users need to tap, you need to design screens for them. Now look at this particular food delivery app. It's called runners.it. If you notice, this is one thing I want to show you. There are so many screens for different things. Popular, this is how popular looks like. This is how your favorites, this is how my profile looks like. This is how love looks like. This is how profile looks like. You can see it. Then this is how, if you click on track, this is how it's going to look like. And at the end of the day, can you see how many screens he has? 80 screens. 80. So that's what you need, because if you don't know at each point, once I click on this, what should happen? You'll be confused. That's why you see people ask questions like, I've designed the home page. What should I do next? Give me screens. No, nobody's going to give you screens. You're going to figure them out yourself.
As a product designer, me, I also feel working on a project, the screens can also be determined by, let's say, the owner of the project. Let's say now we are working uh, on a project for a restaurant. They will be the one to tell the designer that these are what we want. Is this
No, okay,
that,
no. So let
or
me.
is it that as a designer, I'll be
The
the one to tell them
concrete.
that since you have these offers, you have restaurant services, you have food services, you have spa services, I'll be the one to tell them what their pages should look like, or they will tell me what they want. Then I will now build on that to create a design.
Okay, so now what you need to know, right? As a product designer, you are mostly the brain house. The only thing that these persons will tell you is they will tell you the features that they want. So I'm reaching out to you as a client. I will tell you that, okay, I want to build a product, and I want to build a food delivery product. I want people to be able to order food from it. I want people to be able to put their cards in it. And I want people to mostly be able to change their password. I want the security to be like this. I want this to be like this. This is the only thing they are discussing with you. You see the other ones, you're figuring it out yourself. They just need to tell you features. Now, a particular feature can have several screens in it. They won't break it down for you. Now, let's take, for instance, I want people to be able to order food. For them to be able to order food has a different feature. First of all, there needs to be a screen where they can see these foods and the food. Now, next off is there should be a cart. Now, from the ordering, if they say they want you to add payment method or on-site delivery, let's say pay on delivery and all of that, all those screens for all of these, you will be the one to design them. So you are mostly the brain box. So you are the brain box. So that's why I mostly dwell on, or I mostly teach the first part, which is the UX very well, so that you'll be able to understand how it works and how you can get frames and how you can drag out your user flow. And there's it. There's a project I'm working on for Queen's University in Canada, right? So this project, the truth is, it's like a new project, it's a game. And there's even no inspiration anywhere. I have to be sincere with you. There's no inspiration. So that's why most times when I say look out for inspiration, some of you would always want to look out for inspiration that is related to what you're working on. No, you can be designing for food and you're using Jumia or you're using health tech as your inspiration. You don't necessarily need to have the exact kind of product to use as your inspiration. This product is not anywhere. The only one that is out there is not even related with it. And the only that one that is out there, it's because it's a university product, it's a game. The one out there is owned by a school. So for me to even have access to the one out there, I need to apply as a student in the school and all of that, which I don't, which I can't do that now. So what have I been doing? They've told me what they want. They want a situation where they have different rules in the game where this person will be able to do this, create products. You see, all of the other parts, the design is based on my understanding of what is going to happen and based on how I'm able to interpret. So most of the things you do is to interpret what you hear into something else. So you are interpreting what you've heard from people into something that is visually appealing. So I hope I've answered your question. They won't tell you everything, they'll just tell you the features.
Okay, let's say now you now give them a prototype of what you've done, and they now say like maybe they need more features. No, I haven't seen what you came up with. Then it will now spike their interest that can we add this? Can we change you get?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it is said they won't be the inspiration behind that. You will be the bedrock of everything, but not giving them a prototype of this is what you are doing. Maybe they should take away or add.
Okay, no. So
So
when you're giving them, right, you don't, so this is what happens before you take any project. The first stage is you need to talk through the clients to understand the features that they want. So like I said, features can be, I want people to be able to I want people to have their cards, card details. I want them to be able to do this. I want them to be able to do this. These are the features that they will tell you. And now it's not left for you to do all the things you need to do and do your user flow. So that's why most times it's advisable that you already, once they tell you the feature, you should be able to see beyond everything. Sometimes from your user flow, you should know how many screens that you would have in your project. Now, the next thing is you give them you send them your invoice, right? You tell them that, okay, these are the features and these are the screens that will come out in the process. This is what is, and then once they approve it, remember that for any change you're doing, for any addition they are making to what is not part of the initial proposition, you'll get to pay for it. So that's why it's, that if we are being sincere with ourselves, some of these clients, they just tell you and they feel like it's simple. They'll be like, it's just for you to do this, it's just for you to do this. But then when you start, you notice that you have more than 100 screens already. But when they were explaining it, they explained it in like 30 minutes or like in like 20 minutes. And so that's why if you understand the process, you can use a particular what's it called? From their conversation, you can list out these features. You now expand on the features. You'll be able to now get your user flow and then agree on the price. But any other thing, then when you show them that this is what is obtainable, any other thing they need to add outside that. Because the truth is, while you're building, sometimes while you're building or while you're designing, your employers would see that, yes, you're designing something good and more inspirations will be entering their head. More features will enter. So it's now less for you to charge more on those particular new features that are coming up. I've done a job for a client before, and we actually negotiated just mobile app. And the mobile app we negotiated was for drivers and users. And then in the whole process, dashboard came up, website came up, and all of that. And I told him, no, we did not bargain for this. When I give you my cost, I gave you my cost for just these two. So that's why your own knowledge of research is also very important. First thing, if someone wants to build something like boats, you need to go through boats. Probably take the screenshot of what happens per time. It's times, you spend a lot of time doing all of this, right? It's not something that you do in 1 minute. So that's why you also don't be in a haste to give price. Don't be in a haste to tell someone that I'm going to charge 200,000 naira. Because at the end of the day, you notice that maybe the 200,000 naira you charged is even them underpaying you. So it's always very possible. It's 100% possible that once you're designing, and since you're the brain behind most of the screens, you know the screens that you want based on what they discussed with you with the feature. Once you're designing, they see how fine it is and how it's coming out. More features will come out, but then you have to negotiate again for those more features, additional features. Even developers, we always have our terms of contracts. And in terms of contract, we tell you that we are only able to, what we are able to do is we'll be able to account for, let's say, so we'll tell you that we'll be able to account for three corrections. So after the third correction, any other correction you're bringing. So if I correct the first time, let's say I did not get it well and you get to correct me, make correction the first time, second time, once it's the third time, any other correction you're doing, you'll pay. So that you need to be able to give them all of those terms, list out all of those terms. That's the difference between you see senior, you see when they say senior designers, junior designers, and all of that, it doesn't really count. The only difference is how you operate. If you go and meet a senior designer, first of all, I've come to the stage where I can't start any job for free. You'll have to pay me a certain percentage. And the percentage is based on what I write on my terms for you. So if I say you're going to pay me 70%, you pay me 70% and 30% at the end. Or if it's a long-term project or it's a project that is long, we can decide to make it 3 times payments, 40% at first, 60% at first, sorry, 20% in the middle, then 20% at the end of the whole job. And then corrections falls in that time frame. If I give you 4 months, I've already put corrections and every other thing in the space of that 4 months. So that's why I also like working in an agile environment. If you just want to design and you're not ready to implement, I don't like working like that. I like working when I am designing, you're implementing. So if there's any correction, we are correcting it there and then. Or we are correcting it on the go. It's not the one I design, and let's say our contract is 2 weeks. I'm done. After 2 weeks, you're not coming back to me because they say after that 2 weeks, I have another thing I'm doing. So I won't be able to start coming back back. So there's a lot of things to also learn when it comes to monetizing it, right? At first, it's not going to be easy. I started off I think my first paid product design job was 20,000 naira in 2021. Was it 2021? Yeah, 2021. When I moved to Lagos. I've been doing design, but that was the first time someone reached out to me. Was it 20 or 30,000? Someone reached out to me that I wanted to do a design. Just 20,000 naira. And you see that 20,000 naira, the person did not only overuse me for that 20K. So what happened is I'll design and then it will come and say, I know that we signed a contract. So that was my first time of even getting to sign a contract and NDA. It will come and say, I know that we do not account for this feature. Let's add this one. I'll answer, okay, sir. It was my first time. I said, okay, sir. I will design that screen. It will come again. Then at the point, it was not like, I know that we did not bargain for it, but I want us to design a new product, self-checkout. So it was not like, imagine being in a restaurant or being in a supermarket and you want to go and check out. So if you go to all these big supermarkets, like, what's the biggest one? Ikeja City Mall in Lagos. If you finish buying something and you want to go and, you want to go and check out, like you will stand on the queue for as long as, and it was like, just imagine we built something like a self-checkout where you just need to use your phone with QR code, or they have QR code and they have another code and you scan the product. All product has this code on it. And so if you scan it, it's not going to give you the price of the goods, and then you can include how many numbers, just like a checkout system now. And once you're done, you just say pay, and you can pay with your card or any of those things. And then you just need to show it to the security that you've paid and you go out. And I was eager. That's how I started that product. I started it. It was like, it's going to pay me an additional 5,000, another 7,000 naira to it. I was happy. I needed it my first time in Lagos. I left Port Harcourt for Lagos, and nothing like, I did not even have a job. It was like a major risk. Although I lied to my family that I had everything sorted out. I did not, the only job I had then was 45,000 naira. Internship at Next Factory, yeah. And I did not have where to stay. I had to contact somebody that if my parents should find out that I was staying with that person, it would be a big problem. I did not tell them till December when I came in October, December when I went home for the first time, when I went home for Christmas. That was when I told my mom that, okay, this is what happened. Then the next time I was coming, there was even no house. So that was my first job. So it's possible, right? But now you would not even want to tell me that you want to give me a product and it's 20,000 naira you want to pay me. You will not even have that conversation. We cannot even have it. So if you're ready to do, so the man I designed for first time reached out to me again and said he wanted to design a product then. The same product that we did in the past that he wants to change and all of that. And I sent him, I was like, okay, no problem, let's discuss. He called me on phone. We had a 30-minute meeting. He had to run me through all the new things he wants to do and all of that. I said, no problem, I'm going to send you my invoice. It was like, Boma, this one you're calling invoice? I said, yes. And then that was last year or so. And then I sent him 400,000 as my invoice. And it was like, he was trying to consider 420,000. I was like, Boma, it has. I said, yes, that as at 2021, fuel was cheap. Now, all of those things, it was last year he contacted me. I said, all of those things have changed too. It was not like, no, that have become very expensive. I said, yes. It was not like he's going to pay 300,000. I said, no, I'm not going to take 300,000. He said, I'm not giving him discount. I said, no, that's my price. Because once I start working on it, I'll be burning fuel. So I need to account for all of those things. And it was like 300,000. I said, no. He said 350. I said, no, that if it's 350, I can refer someone for him. So you know that it's not wise, right? Someone you price 400 and someone is paying you 350 and you're still rejecting it. I was like, no, I'm going to refer someone that can do it for that price for you. It was like, Boma, are you serious? I said, yes. He said, I want you to work on the job. I said, no, I can't work beyond that. I can't go beyond my price. Because if I go beyond my price, I will be angry when I'm doing your work, and I don't want to be angry when I'm doing. And he left. After like 2 months, he came back again and was like, okay, that he wants to still do that job, but this time around we should talk on another terms. Let's do it a contract, a 4-month contract, and let's just let's do the 4-month contract. So it's just like I'm working for him every month. And I told him, okay, that's fine, but it's not a full-time job. So I would always get to work on tax, based on tax. I was like, okay, and that's how we now agreed. But because you know that because another thing is, yeah, I know that I'm using this time to do a lot of advice. You will need it because some employers, yeah, as Joshua said, some employers are funny. Oh. They are really funny. So if you try to allow them manipulate you, they are going to manipulate you. So when we now made that agreement, right? When we made the agreement of, okay, this is what we are going to do, I had to lay down my terms. I told him that it's not a full-time job. So we are going to, it's not like I'm going to work in the night or I'm going to work at social time. You just need to drop tasks and then I'll go and I'll make correction per task and all of that. And we agreed. So it was 4 months. And because I'm very fast, right? I don't like spending time on design, except I don't want to do it. If I don't want to do it, sometimes I can stay 1 week and I don't touch it. But once I touch it, I'll go as far as I can. So in the space of 3 months, we finished it. It's the same person that I told you started bringing. He brought up mobile. He brought up what's it called, website and dashboard. In the space of 3 months, I was able to 2.5 months. I was able to finish it. But you know that contract is contract. I finished the job. We have a particular amount set for the overall job. So whether I finish it in 3 months or 2 months, you're going to pay me. And then he came up and he was like, but now that we are done with this, let's do dashboard. So personally, I have a bit of good girl in me. Like I have church mind. I don't know how to do some strong thing. And I thought about it. What is it going to take for me to do the dashboard? Highest 2 days, I'm done with the dashboard. Because the dashboard is like the admin part. It's not very difficult. And I already have a template for it. I said, okay, I'm going to do the dashboard. And something happened to me. Then something happened. That was when my laptop had issues. So I had to go and get a new system for my fresh. I needed to buy a new laptop and the new laptop the price. So I was already angry that I was going to buy a new laptop. But then I wanted to do that and I was on the road one day and I saw, I would not talk about the website. There's just 1 or 2 screens, just simple, something simple, just a landing page that people will know what we do and then a link for them to download our app. That's what is in the landing page. That's what is in the website. And I told him on the road, I was on the road and I typed, I'm like, sir, first of all, a landing page or a website is not as simple as you call it. In a website, once we have all of the details, we'll still have about us, would have contact us, would have all of those things. So even if I click on download, I would have another screen for download. And if there's any place I include buttons, I would have to design. If there's any place, so if I go to about us, there is a SIMU, you design all of those things. So at the end of the day, we might end up having more than 10 screens for websites. And I'm not going to do this until we have to renegotiate our terms. And I was like, oh, fine, that's okay by me. I just wanted to bring it to you. So do you know that if I did not mention that, I would have done that website in the same contract because I was done in less than how many months? In less than 3 months. So, but then because we did it, we had to renegotiate. And I told him, if I'm going to do this, you're going to pay me for an extra 1 month, even if I know that it's 2 weeks or some days I'll be done with it, but you pay me for this. Also, website doesn't stop there. You would have landing page, you have the mobile view. So you don't just end at the whole website. You'd always design for the mobile too. And that's how we negotiated. So as you're starting out, right, except you're trying to build your portfolio, yeah, it's fine. So you can take any amount, you can even do it for free when you start building your portfolio. But when you get to the point where, so the point where you start taking jobs is the point where you get confident enough that you can take a job. It's not the point where you feel like your design is fine. No, your design, you can be designing like this and you are confident enough that you can take a job. It's all dependent on you. So I did product design from 2020. I think 2020, yes. But I was designing for, I went straight to internship, unpaid internship. So I was designing for a company back to back. So when I took that first job, I was confident enough. So it's not how long you learn it. Like I said, I learned for 2 weeks in a 2 weeks bootcamp from Next Factory. That's where I learned product design. 2 weeks like this. We did graphics for 3 weeks and we did products for graphics for 4 weeks, product design for 2 weeks. And that last 2 weeks, that was when I did it. And I went straight to apply for internship after the 2 weeks, and I got in. It was not a paid internship, but that internship opened my eyes because I got to the point where I got to the management team of the company, where I had shares in the company. And this company is like currently the company is like one of the biggest in Port Harcourt, but I had to leave because after like 1 year, I discovered that if I continue here, I'll really be, you know how startup can be, right? Not that I'll really be broke, but I'm the first daughter and I have a lot of responsibility on my shoulder. So if I continue to do this free work, it won't be possible. So I had to leave and I came to Lagos to now start looking for other means. But I got to the point where we built a product that the government of Rivers State were interested in the product. But you know that sometimes some deals they won't pull through. So like I would say, you can start taking a job once you're confident enough that you can handle it. And say, okay, yes, I can handle it. It all boils down to how confident you are. And your pricing is based on what you're okay at that point to take. But it's very unrealistic that you don't have any experience and you're going to now charge 500K, 600K. You can start from somewhere. So the whole goal is for you to build. These days, most companies won't employ you if you don't have a live product. So ask you, what product have you built that is live? So that's it. All right, so after
Sorry,
saying
sorry
that,
to interrupt you, ma.
okay, you
I
want to
have
ask
a
a question?
question. Yes, I have a question, and I
Okay.
want to first of all say that I'm sure you didn't plan to share this part of your experience today to this class, but it has really, really been eye-opening for me personally. Thank you very much for this eye-opening short story. At least it's very good that we get to hear stories like this so that we know what to expect when we also finish and then we are looking out for opportunities. So currently I have a what's it called, a similar experience right now. So there's this startup platform that is trying to they've actually reached out to me, and of course the terms and condition is just very similar to the things you mentioned, how that of course they are just offering you shares in the company and all that, but you are sure that it's a startup and there's really nothing that will come in for quite a while. So I want to seek your consent, or sorry, counsel, to know if it's possible to just take up such an opportunity for this time being, like a learning period of maybe a year or two, and then you can decide to opt out after that time. Is it a wise decision to take? Because I'm considering that decision based on the fact that I'm just setting out, into this space, product design, tech space, and all that, and I need the experience, just like you rightly said. So does it make sense to say, okay, these people are coming and they're offering you like a 1 year, 2 year offer to work with them, and then you take it? Let's say you decide to say, okay, let's review this contract. I can only do this for 1 year, just so that I can get all the experience you need, and then from there you can begin to pitch for better opportunities.
Okay. So once it comes to negotiating with startups, right? One thing you get to choose. I'm a preacher of volunteering once you're starting out, because I will tell you that I did it for 1 year plus. Like I did it from after COVID till October 2021, when I said I was moving down to Lagos. It was not paid. The only thing I was getting was sometimes weekly 5K for transport, and my house was way far. When I reached out to the company myself that I wanted to, because I had this form of, I've met the founder one way or the other. So I told him I wanted to learn a tech skill. So when I even got to the company, it was data science I was supposed to learn after doing product design. But then he saw me designing one day and was like, you can design. I said yes. And that's how I was moved to their designing them. And when I reached out to him, one of the questions he asked me was like, but mama, your house is far from my office. How are you going to do it? And I told him that I would get transport from anywhere to come. I was not concerned about the money. It was just so that I would learn, because I just finished university and I needed to start doing something in 2019. So that I can learn. And COVID came, everywhere was down and all of that. So when I got in and he saw how serious I was, he started giving me 5K per week. That 5K per week was it no 3K per week. That 3K per week was my exact transport for the number of days I go there. I go there 3 times daily, 3 times weekly, and that was it. But you see, one thing I tell people when looking out for volunteering gigs or when trying to join a startup, first, you should have your goal, which is to build your portfolio, which is to get the experience. You see, no experience is a waste. But another thing I tell people is look at their business, look at what they are doing. Is it in line with what you want to do? You know that it's easier to volunteer for a product or for a service that you like. I have a friend that is a digital marketer. And when he came into Lagos, he is a digital marketer. But digital marketing is not what he wants to do. His passion is for acting. And you see acting, that's where his passion is. The digital marketing is just for the meantime, let me be using it, let me learn it. And that's how I learned it. For a long time, he did not want to get any full-time job. And then he moved down to Lagos. And one of the things I told him is it's better that you're volunteering for companies that you love. So where's your passion in acting? So you can go to all of these acting institute, Ebony Life, all of these film production houses and intern for them. Now, when you're interning for them, you're learning the whole process of acting. You're learning how film production works. And the truth is, once you start putting out your face there, one day they might be in need of a particular role, they might be in need of something, and you're the only available person, and then boom, you're there. And that was what I told him, and he started interning for all of this team. Intern for if the startup is something that you're sure that they have a very good vision and you're sure that they will blow. You know that some startups are just for the fact that let me just answer founder. So if they are in line, if what they are offering or the service is what they are trying, the product or the solution they are offering is in line with what you want, then there's no harm in trying. You should give it that, because some of the best startups started from somewhere, and the fact that they're offering you shares is something that is just like a game of gamble, right? That's how it is. So some of the startup is like that, where you might not know which will work and which will not work, which startup will fail and which startup will not fail. Some of them will get investments, big investment, and at the end of the day, they will fail because of their personal interest. So you also need to look at the founder, know his personal stand, know the kind of person he is, and then if it's in line, sure, you can go. But also try as much as possible that once you're there, you're giving in your best. So if you know that you're not going to give in your best, there's no need joining. If you're giving in your best, you would also, if at the end of the day, things don't go well. The reason why, when I was in Lagos, the company that I had shares in Port Harcourt, there's a time that they had a contract they were to sign. I was not there. And I came back and they told me they signed on my behalf. And that got me. So you did not discuss with me and you signed on my behalf. So what if it's like fraud and all of that? So get to look at this startup, get to study them. Is it something that you feel like it has potential? If it has potential, then you can give it your shot. You can stay there. As far as it is written, they write it down on paper, it is stamped, it is signed that you have so amount of shares. And you know that shares can be monetized in future. So if they decide to say, okay, you have these shares for 2 years, what is the value of the particular share now? In 2 years' time, what will be the value? So even if at the end of the day, you're done with your 2 years, you're done with your 1 year, they would still pay you based on the shares, they'll still pay you for that. If all of these things are on paper, then you should give it. Because at this point, what you need is you need a lot of experience. You need all of these things. Someone reached out to me yesterday. I've worked with him one time. I've worked with him for one of the biggest edutech in Africa's biggest edutech. And you might get to know them old school, yeah. Someone reached out to me and was like, they need something, and he's sending me I've not seen the link online. I don't know how they're applying for it, but he sent me the link personally. And while I was trying to apply, one of the things that was listed there is you need to have experience doing this. Yeah, you need to have experience doing this. And you know that I was not scared because the experience I have teaching. And this experience started with small money. I think my first teaching gig for a particular company was 40K, and it was like, was it 40? No, 20K. Someone reached out to me, I was like, but ma, these people, they need a mentor. They don't need someone that will teach. They have instructors and they have mentors. So mentors are to help students look at their assignment and all of that. And then I joined, I agreed, 20,000. I agreed. One day we were having meeting and they were like, they need someone to teach on the first day that their instructor is not available. I've never taught before. I just know product design and I studied education. And I said I was going to start. They thought I was joking. I said I was going to start. First day I started, I was stammering, yeah, because I've never done it and I don't like crowd. But it was after doing it that day, that was how they started giving me turn to teach. The next course that they were to do, they actually requested that I become part of the instructor and no longer a mentor. And that's how I started teaching with Codecamp. Today, they've done 4.0 and they would always call me. And then, but see, so this one actually, I was working with Next Factory, right? And they would want to look for instructors, they would look outside because I was not showing that I could teach. And one day I think it was my boss. Yeah, my boss was like, Mama, you do product design. And you're in this office, we'll be looking for product design instructors. Why? And that was how I took a class one day and I started teaching them. So sometimes you just need to give in your best where you are. With all of these things, I can tell you that I've had experiences teaching different products, like different classes, like different ones. And it's because of that one-time volunteering to do this. They did not pay me extra for all of the teachings I did, but it's just because I did it and I did it with my whole heart. I did it well. That's why they had to call me again. So put it in mind that if you're going to accept it, put your whole mind there. Do it well. Do it in a way where you would be, yeah, they say everybody is irreplaceable, but some persons are hard to, there are some persons that you can't even replace them easily. I have resigned from a job before. They called me to renegotiate terms with me. My CEO called me. It was hybrid, and I was tired of going to the office. And then he called me. I was like, why? That is not accepting my resignation. I said, yes, that this job is limiting me to Lagos, that I want to be able to travel to any part. To Port Harcourt today to go and see my family because I'm alone in Lagos. But then the job can't allow me to do that because we work from January to December. And my CEO was like, is that your problem? I said, yes. He said, talk to HRO, you're going fully remote. And that's how I went fully remote on the job, like fully remote. The second time when I became tired again of, so there are some things that are okay, but sometimes it's you go past some things, right? I became tired again and I told them I wanted to job. They still wanted to renegotiate. And I told them that this time around, it's actually for real. It's not even about the remote again. I'm working remotely. And I was the only staff. From the first day they employed me, everybody comes to the office 5 times a week. I go to the office twice a week. And that's because I told them from the onset, I won't come every day. And they were like, why? I said, I have other things I'm doing. I can't be coming there every day. I have things I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And they're like, okay, you're the only staff that is going to be doing this, no other person. So even in the office, when they see me, my colleagues that are even older than me, they will call me senior woman. Why? Because I'm the only person that have broken their rules. And that's because from the first day, I was open about it. And while I started working with them, I gave him my best, right? When I mean I gave him my best, I gave him my best. Sometimes it will just be like, this is what we want to do. And I'm giving them ideas on how to go about it, or I'm giving them more in-depth on how to do. Or sometimes you just need to talk. The next day, I'm giving you a display of what I've thought about, and then you'd see it and you'll be like, okay, this is it. So that's why when I wanted to go, we had to renegotiate because I was beyond just the product designer there. So anywhere you find yourself, right, giving your best, it is needed. So Joshua, that's it. If you like their pattern, if you know that it aligns with your goals and objective, you know that you're going to be proud anywhere that you've worked for this firm, whether startup or not. Join them, giving your best, but let everything be documented because we are all humans. We can wake up one morning because there's no agreement and want to fall. And even if there's an agreement, also ensure that you have a lawyer friend or you have someone that would read through the agreement because some agreements, right, Some agreements have so many plenty things that you will not even see on the surface until you read it deeply. So that's it. It's already 11. I would have to go for our break and we'll come back by 11:30. So once we come back by 11:30, we'll just get to do CAT's profile and then we'll start next week. So we still have classes next week. Next week we'll look at websites. So if we finish our CAT's design and profile design today, and what other design do we need? Notification. We can now move to what's it called? We can now move to web. But before web, we might just want to do a bit of prototyping before we move to web. So is there any question? I know that we've used the last 30 minutes to do TED Talk. But
Yes.
okay,
Press-
Vasila.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear
I'm
you.
Okay, I said I'm interested in that pep talk actually because it's quite motivating. And another thing I want to ask, thank you so far. Thank you for the update and the information. I really, really do appreciate it because those are part of the things I've been looking forward to hearing from you. And it's just coming in handy now. So another thing I want to ask is how have personally for me, I don't know if did you do any training like for you to be an instructor, or it just came up naturally like that and people started hiring you and all that? That's for the first question. Then the second one is, are you open to like a private internship after the program? Because for me personally, I'm interested and I think I want you.
Oh, okay. So how I started, I did not take any class on teaching, right? The only class I know I took, like I said, I studied education in school. And I know that while I was in school, right, one of the things I do is a time to exam. I'm always that go-to person in school for my classmates when it comes to exam period. So that's how I started hosting some private tutorials for few friends. So we'll come together in ninth class and then I would get to explain what I understand to everybody. But I do not take all of these things serious. At some point, I saw myself as a teacher because I was studying education. And when I go for teaching practice, I get a lot of you're patient, you're this, you teach calmly. But sincerely, if I want to be sincere with myself, I never planned that I was going to do this because I was just doing education at that point because this is the part I found myself in. And it was just like a family thing. My father is a teacher, my father studied education. My uncle is the first professor from Niger Delta, studied education. So it was like a family thing that everybody in the house was just going towards the line of education. And that's how I jumped in. But I think the training what I did personally was beyond my education certificates. Because even when they say come and stand in front of crowd, I can only talk to my friends. Come and stand in front of class, come and do your presentation. I was always shy from all of that. But anytime I take it to do it, I try to do it well. One of the things I did is I started learning how to face the public. I started learning how to face the crowd. My first class, I can't even look into your eyes. At least now I can look into everybody's eyes and I can smile and all of that. My first class, I will just keep my face up till I'm done. But I started doing I started doing personal training on myself because if I need to do that, I should be able to look at people. I should be able to talk in the public. And I say because I don't like to talk, I write better than I talk. Then I could write better than I talk. So sometimes it will be like once I want to speak, sometimes the English I know, once I start speaking it, I'll stammer. I'll start stammering. But personally, I started working on myself personally one by one. And so what I do first is before I start any class, I will try to, that's what I do. I did it on the first class. I'll try to make us interact first so that I just have this mentality. Okay, we are families, we are friends. Are you always shy of your family members? No. So that's what I put in my head first. We are family as we are in this cohort together, as we're learning together. Can you be shy talking to your family members? No. So and I'll just start moving and all of that. But if for the first day I come to class and you don't even give me that opportunity, then I'll start trying to battle with myself, and then I'll say, Buma, no, if you need to do this, you do it. And so far, right, sincerely, so far, I would say teaching has given me more money than working as a full-time person. Like teaching has given me more, far more. The money I make from teaching. This year, when I resigned from my full-time job, I was asking myself, how am I going to survive? And that was one thing I was considering. And the place was just, I just needed to leave that place. How am I going to survive? And all of that. This is just January. I think I have a teaching gig. I still have teaching for the next 3 months. So even with or without a salary, I still know that I'm still going to survive in the whole economy and all of that. So if they are looking for teachers, we don't have so many teachers. That's the truth. We have people that know it, but they can't impact it. So you need to just look at those your weaknesses and work on it. You don't need any special training, nothing like special training to become a teacher. If you have weaknesses standing in the public, you have to do that. Then for private internship, right? I think one of the things I've been able to do over the past years is that I don't just teach and leave my students hanging. No, I don't. It's something that I like doing. I might not be able to do it for everybody, but personally, I like doing it. Sometimes I can just stay and send design challenge to the group and tell you jump on it, and based on how you jump on it, you would be able to. I know that I'm working for a game for a Canadian university, and the person that is assisting me currently is my student, one of my students from old school, Deaf Career Old School. And it's not because we used to chat every day, all of that. It's because one day in class, while I was teaching, it was like, I turned on my camera. I was like, Buma, you look stressed. I'm like, yes, guys, I'm stressed. I've been working this and that. And then he came to my DM, was like, if I have any time, if I'm stressed at any time and I need someone to bail me out, I should reach out to him, and he's going to help me out with the design. I said, okay. One day I was so pressed, and I was like, I need someone to do a mobile view for me. And that's how he took it up, and he did a mobile view. So when I got this opportunity it's not really a very big paid opportunity, but I was like, are you free? He said, yes. I said, I want you to work on this project with me. It's not a big money, but I'm going to sub your data 50K. And it's like, okay, he's willing to work. And since then, he's been doing it. It's not like it's something that he lobbied for or anything. So I try to consider my students when I get when I get some of these opportunities that I am not I can't take it. But then it also depends on your own seriousness. I would want to see how it is, because I value my reputation a lot. I really value my reputation. This man that I was working for, I had to still push in my student. I had to tell him that, okay, I'm so busy now, so start dealing with a student of mine that's favored. Start dealing with her. And that's how she's now working for Leto. All she does is, when she's done with the design, she just reach out to me and say, Mama, I'm done. Come and see it, and I'll get to see it. So the truth is, the reason why I don't like teaching and then there's no impact. Truly, I don't like and there's no impact. So I would want to teach, and then I understand that, yes, you also want it for yourself, and some of these things are just for inspiration. So personal internship, yeah, once there are opportunities for it, sometimes it can also be challenges. I do send in challenges. Like the last cohort, I sent a 100-day challenge for them to do. Every morning you wake up and the platform gives you a task to design. That way you'll be able to know a lot of designs, like a lot of screens that you can easily design. But most of them did not follow suit. They're like, send it. I sent the link and say register. And till date, I did not see update about it, right? So it's also, I only accept that when I see your own level of seriousness and all of that.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Fantastic. I got that. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome. So let's go for break, before people will tell me break. We
Yes,
can go for break. You don't want to go for break?
No, we will go. Let me just ask about this. I don't know if you have anything written, like if it's even if it's not something published, like maybe you have something you've jotted as guidelines on this course. Maybe it might even be your own notes, maybe while you were training, or something you used to teach, like something you developed in your own terms, in your own English, in your own explanation. I don't know
Okay,
if you have
so yeah,
something
so
like that.
for now, right, it's only one what's it called, article I have, and that's like a complex for to convert your system, to convert your designs from light mode to dark mode. But one of the things I told myself this year is, I think first quarter, that I was going to get out a course, maybe a written course or a video course that I was going to send out to that I was going to send. I have just one, and it's Figma variables. I wouldn't want to bug you people with that first until I teach it in class, because it's way complex. So another thing is, you take it one step at a time, right? You see this thing. There are things that I still don't know personally. There are things I still don't know in product design. Every day things are improving. So new things will come up. The design, what we are using now, was not what we started with. So you also need to learn continuously. I'm going to send the article, right? It's a PDF document that I wrote on my own. But I'm also considering, before the end of March, I should have a written course, a written book on product design, the overall view of product design, and maybe a live video course. But the live video course is also dependent on how free I am, because it would require a lot of recording, editing, and so on. But I'm going to do it. So the book, I might consider doing the book before third week of February, just to share it as you mentioned.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go on break. We'll come back and we'll continue our design. Okay, you want to ask another question?
Yeah, so I just want to add to what he asked, because I think it's necessary. Yeah, I know that during classes you used to share links and probably some sites for us to read up on some stuff. But I also want to ask, apart from your personal, especially this PDF one that you said you have, and the subsequent one that you are still planning, are there books, or it could be ebooks, it could be soft copy, or whichever one, that we can also be reading to serve as a guidance for us too? So I
Yes,
don't know
yes. Yes, I'm
what
going
the
to share it. I think I have a link that has a whole lot of product design books. I'm going to check. Let me use this break time to check my files, my folder. So I'll just arrange them. Or let me use today, right? Today weekend, to arrange all of those articles that have helped me.
Okay.
Then I'm going to share it so that you can get a lot of resources that you can also feed from.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, welcome, guys. All right, I think we can stop recording now and go for break. All right, so let's move forward to our card screen. So we want to design for our cards. So first, I'll just get to check for cards. So this is basically how a card looks like. Be it mobile app, be it websites, be it landing page. This is how a card looks like. So if you come here and you check this, you would still see almost the same thing. This is a cart. Then you see the meal, the price, then amount, and all of that. Let's come back to this, to our asset. I think we have a cart page. Yeah, no, this is a checkout page, not a cart page. Checkout orders. So you see this. Let's see this. Okay. Now let's go back. We already know how a cart looks like. So the first thing to do is we are going to maintain. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so for the add to cart, right, let me change this to our cart menu. So these are carts menu. And what I'm going to do is under the carts, I'll just have this Control C, and I'll paste this here. So I can delete all of this. So I don't need this. I don't need this. So the only thing I need is to ungroup this. So I'll just see carts. Carts, or you can call it orders, or anything you want to call it. And then I'll just do one more thing, which is so I'll copy from this, right? I don't want to design again. Control C. Now you see what I want to do here. So I want this to be clear cut. I want to be able to clear my cards once I'm done. So I'll just add a few color. And let's say I make this 10. Or 6, depending. So let's check if it's on the right track. No, it's not. So I'll just do it. And so I want people to be able to clear cart at once. Or I can just call these orders instead of carts. So these two should be close to each other. Why is this thing not here? My ruler. So okay. So this is what we have. I'll move this a bit closer to this. And this to this. And then I can group it and centralize it. So let me be sure that this is at the center here. So I can turn this off now. And we have others on this. So you can still have different section. You can have things like I can have something like this and make this 10. So you notice what I want to do here, right? I'll duplicate this and then drag this down to this place. Or better still, I just need to do 3 of these. So I have 3 of these, but for this, I'm going to make this side to be 0. And for this, I'm going to make this side to be 0, the corner radius of this side. So you get to see why I'm doing this like this. And then for this, I'll still make this side to be 0. Oh, I made the wrong side 0. So for this, I would make this 10. So it will be this and this. 0 and 0. So you understand what is going on here, right? So for these two, I'll make this other side 0, 0. Guys, you understand what is going on here? So I want to have things like so this is what I want to have. I want to have things like my cat or my orders, any one of it. Then I want to have, this is 12. Let me make it 14. I want to have things like ongoing, and then I want to have things like completed. So for this, I'm going to shift 8 and put it at the center. I'll do the same for this, shift A and ensure that it's at the center. And I'll do the same for it, shift A. Yeah, this is at the center, right? Just these two. So let me align it first before I use shift A. Yeah, so it has worked. So all I need to do is, these are the center. So all I need to do is to add shift A to all of this. And I'll make this 0 so that there's no space between each of them. Did you notice something? This reduced, this is 119, 119, 119. This should be 119. And this should be 119. Oh, 119, 119, 119, or 118. Let's make it 118. 118. 118. So the next one is look at the height. This is 43. This is 39. So this should be 43. And then I can now use shift A on all of them and make it 0. So you can see what we have here. So for this, I can use this exact, this is 6, Control C, and this is 6, Control V, this is 6. This is 6. And you can reduce the text size of, the text width of this to be, say, 60. And then for this, you can use, for this, right? I can copy this and paste here and make this white. Or I can use, so we already have a color that we are using, no black, so I'll use red. So this is what we have here. So this should be showing order that has been approved for it to move and all of that. Okay, so once we are done with that, right? Once we are done with that, we can now start listing out the things in our carts. First card. So we are going to now do a different card. So this will be the first. This is how the card is going to be. And you should have, depending on what you want it to look like, if you want it to be rectangle or circle. So what have we been using since rectangle? So I'll just bring out this I'll just bring out this Control C and I'll paste it here. And $90 by $90. So I'll bring this in here. And what am I going to do? I'm going to bring the name of the food. I'm going to bring it here. And the price and the add to cart button. So for this, I'll reduce it to say 14. Uh, 20. Okay, so I'm trying to look at my arrangement, which is going to work best. So I think this is how this is going to work. This is how this is going to work. And what's the next thing? The next thing is price, which is this. So I would keep my price. So this is another thing I can do. Where's the name of, let's use this name, right? Name, your full name cannot be as long as this. Okay. All right, so this should be regular, and this is this. So the next thing I'll do is to draw a box, a white box that has I think 10. So what do you think I'm going to do with this box? I want to draw a checker that has minus and plus. So that's what I want to do with this box. Now you can see that this is first way to do it. You can use this, a circle like this, and then put in your plus on your keyboard. This should be auto. So you can increase the size if it's too small. So let's make the size to be 15 or 16. So this is it. Let's say we are doing 10. Okay. It's equal now. So I can do this, and then I can duplicate, and I can have this, and I'll make this minus. For minus, this should be 0. Center. This should also be center. Okay, so and then I'll bring in the last one, which is 2 or 1. which is 1. And this should be auto. So you know that these things I'm doing is just line spacing, right? Line spacing. So this is the first way to do it, where you align this and group it. You align this and group it. And then you do same for this. And group it to the center. So you already have this and you can just move it into your frame. So for this, right, this is what I do most times. For this color, I would make it so what color is this? Okay, I would remove it and add a stroke to it instead. Then this can be 20, and I'll do the same for this and add a stroke instead and make it 20. So we already know that this is going to be white, but we are going to make it, add an effect to it. So the effect, this should be like 30, and this should be like 5 or 10. Let's say 5. And let's change the 10, 15. And this is too much. So let's say 40. It's too much for me. $20 and it should be 10. So we can do this like this and bring this in. And this should be, let's say, medium. So I can now start grouping them together, the ones that I feel like are meant to be in the same group. And same thing here, I'll group this one, and then I'll group this one. Okay, Control X, Control X, and paste it here, Control V. So we might want to reduce this box a bit and make this 10. And then I would align this to this. So I would bring this out a bit. So okay, this works better now. Okay, so why is this thing? There's something on this screen that I can't see. So let me look for what is it. There's something I can't find that is here. Okay. So you can have different cards in one. So you can have different cards, right? You can have plenty things in your card. And all you need to do is to increase the number per card. So let's see our cards. Yeah, this is our cards. Okay, so I want to increase this a bit. This is so I'll delete all of this. Okay. All right, we have this. So if we click on ongoing, it should show us the ones that are ongoing and all of that. So that's how you do all of those things. Control C, let me paste this one here. Let me just assume that we have different food. Okay. All right, so all right, so this is our cat. And what other page? What's the next page? And then profile. So it's just to look at profile page and okay, so one more thing is missing here, guys. Can you think of what is missing? Guys, who can tell me what is missing? So you see that I need to change this color at this point because I can't have two colors at the same time. Are you sure we are here? This one, nobody is saying anything.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so my checkout button, and you see this, I just discovered that this is too much, plenty, what's it called? This is plenty. Okay. So let's discuss. Do you think this clear cat is user friendly? Do you think is needed? Remember that we already have a one, minus, plus, and all of that button. So I want to see us think like product designers. I need your opinion, guys.
so I think the clear cut can be for an entire clear out of the items that have been added to carts, while individual this thing can be whether you want to add to cart or you want to subtract from the number of items you've added to cart. So the clear cart can serve as a call to action button that would activate a total clear out of all the items you've added to cart.
Okay. Any other opinion? Any other opinion? Any other person? Okay, don't tell me that nobody has anything. Because some of these decisions you get to make it while you're designing. So guys. I'm waiting. We'll make this product decision together. Yeah, I've heard one opinion. Let's hear another one. Do you think this clear cut is needed? Should I start calling names? Is Blessing here? Yeah, Blessing is here.
Yes, I'm here, ma.
Okay, say something.
Um, sorry, ma. This this clear cut. I don't really know.
Okay. All right, so like Joshua already said, it is actually important. It is actually very important because this can serve as removing individual while this can so this can serve as what's it called? This can serve as removing for individual and this can serve as removing all. And then one last page and we are done. Profile page. So it can be called settings or any of those, please. Profile UI mobile. So you can see the different profile that an individual needs to have. All right, so let's just go back and do something for profile. What did I just do? So for you to check out, you know that right, there are other screens that you need to design, but we're not going to be designing that. Let's just go straight to profile. So I'll change this to profile. And so for this, I'll just come here and say Boma. And okay, so this centralized and I can ungroup it now. So there's one more thing I might need to put here. So I'll look for image and put here. And then I can have like a circle that I'll put here. So you would get to understand why I'm doing the why I'm putting this circle here. So what do you think I want to put there? Let's see what each of these two does for you. Union, can you see what union will do? Subtract, this is what subtract does. That's for subtract. Let's see the next one, intersects. See what intersects did, and exclude, see what exclude did. So what do you think we need here? We need subtract. So I'm just going to bring in an icon called edit, because we would want to, you will be able to edit your profile or change it. So I'll just I'll make this 0.5. So I'll yeah, so all I need to do now is to subtract it. Oh, subtracting is removing my, what's it called? So I'll just turn this to probably white and place it there, and then my name. And what other thing do I want to have? Address, all of those things I might need to have in profile. So I can just bring out this, and just bring out this and start typing it here. Probably this should be password, address, anything you can think of, address, and so we just do one arrow. Okay, so we'll have something like address, and duplicate. I'll get my arrow right. And then duplicate it. And you add all the things you want to add for your settings. And basically, this is how the settings part used to look like. You can put password here, maybe password. Password and all of those other things, right? You can just start including them in your profile setting. If you look at Kuda Bank profile, it's different from how, so for some people, they also put icons here. So I can still put icons under address. So what kind of icon should I use? Location. So this is how to do that. I want to add location icon to my address, so I'll just bring it here. Well, you see that they are together, so I'll shift A these two and make this like 5. And this should come to the front. This should be like 20, 20, and this should come back inside. So you can keep doing it like this. Okay, so and do it to the end. So that's how we successfully done all of the screens, right? So is there any question? Is there any question? Okay, looks like there's no question. All right, so I'll leave you guys to. So yesterday I know that we did this, and I'm sure everybody has completed it. Has everybody completed it?
Ma, it's only to do only the home page, right?
Yeah,
Of
yeah, that's what
DIGIGAP.
I'm talking about, the home page of yesterday.
Yes, yes.
All right, so uh let's do the profile detail page. So the details page, if you click on your menu, what should you see? And hope you guys have started submitting it, because I want to use this weekend to review the work. All right, so let's do this. You really don't need my screen to be up, right? But I'm going to expand my screen so that you can see it. So just type profile details page and let's work on it.
Sorry, ma, I wanted to ask, what about our personal stuff we're working on?
So I think, right, the personal stuff, so this is my thought, right? The personal stuff, I feel like maybe after the project, after the capstone, after this, we can just take that as in the coming months to do that.
Okay, meaning we should suspend it.
But if you're working on it already, if you've done your homepage, you've done all of those things for your personal project, I think you can continue. But I'm very sure that most persons have not, if we want to be sincere. So have we started, or see, let's just do this food delivery. I know why I said we should just do this. So this is a lot, should I say, a lot easier.
Mm.
All right, so attendance, guys.